Sorry, I want to make sure that was working. Kenyota, I'll let you go first. You guys needed a big play. That ball's loose. Just tell me how you saw that play and how big your anticipation was to try to get that loose ball.
I know we needed to stop, like you said, and I'm just counting on the other 10 players on the field to do their job, and I did my job, and I was in the right place, right time to make the play that we needed.
As a defensive lineman, when you see a ball loose like that, you know, what's your reaction? What's your instinct? Obviously, you did what you were supposed to do, but, you know, how excited are you to get one like that? I mean, that's got to be big.
Yeah, can't think about it. Just react. See the ball on the ground, scoop and score. That's it. React to the plays and make the plays that come your way.
When you had the ball in your hands, did it feel like a game-killing play?
Yeah.
Tell me how that felt.
It was exciting to know that basically the defense did what we had to do to stop, and I had a big part in doing it, including Joe Griffin for causing the fumble. Had me in position to scoop the ball up.
For both you, Kenyota, and Tsali, you can weigh in on this too if you want. You guys, the one thing you did do well in the fourth quarter was bring that pressure off their right side, your left side. Lonell got a sack from that side too earlier in the quarter, and just talk about that play working for you, you know, at a time where you needed a play to work.
Well, you know, we just trust our coaches. You know, they're out there scheming it up. I mean, they're getting late hours in the week. I mean, they don't leave until 1 in the morning most weeknights, and then they're back in there about 5 a.m. And so, you know, that is all scheme. You know, I think we could put anybody there. Now, Lonell's a great player; he made a great play, but that play right there was coached.
Roland, you were able to, well, it seemed like kill kill the Redbirds off with some runs, and then they were able to come back. But talk about your running in the fourth quarter, and Coach Sanford mentioned how you're feeling a little bit better physically, and that seemed to be evident today. You know, talk about that too, and how much that meant to today's win too.
I definitely feel better than I did the past 2 games. Fourth quarter, I knew that it was crunch time. We haven't beat Illinois State in a while, and I knew like we just had to bring it all and just not let them come back in the game. Do everything I could to kill them.
Isaac, it was a day of kind of alternating fortunes. You know, one series would be really good, and the next series wouldn't. And just talk about hanging in there and keeping the offense in a position to win the game as you did late, and you know, just kind of what kind of day it was in terms of the flow and the momentum.
Yeah, it seemed like some drives we had a lot of rhythm and we're moving the ball pretty steady, and then others it wasn't going so well. But I think that moving forward, we're just going to try and be more efficient and do our assignments.
Tsali, it was a weird day for the defense because they unexpectedly don't play their starting quarterback, which completely changes their attack. They go briefly to a wildcat attack, and that changed things. Then their starting quarterback does come back. Just talk about the defensive day and just all the different, you know, scenarios you had to face, and you know, it was like they played 3 different offenses today.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and they, you know, they weren't really sure what they wanted to do, and I think we did a great job preparing. Like I said, we're just bringing it back to the coaching staff. You know, Coach Seabury and Coach Jackson, Coach Cabral, all of them, Coach Mo, Archie, they all do a great job. And you know, we definitely weren't expecting it. But after we got the first series down with number 3, you know, they saw what he was doing, and you know, their plan, and I think we did a pretty good job. Obviously, you know, they brought in the Wildcat quarterback, and we really needed to step up, you know, in the run game for sure. And I think we made a statement today with that, stopping the Wildcat, and then number 16, he gets props, man. That's one tough kid, because you know, watching him in warm-ups, you could tell he was hurting. And he's been beat up these last couple weeks, and then I think we beat him up a little bit too. So you know, he gets props, but that's definitely bringing it back to the coaching staff doing a wonderful job.
For any 4 of you guys can answer this question, how much was last year's Illinois State game on your minds? It was looking like the scenario. It was a similar scenario to last year where they were able to rally and get within range. Is there any discussion among the players about avoiding that happening again this year?
Not necessarily avoiding that, but the last 3 years have kind of really, you know, made us mad. 3 years ago, they beat the crap out of us. 2 years ago, we were up, they came back and beat us. Last year, they came back and won. And you know, that we always talk about having chips on our shoulders. Well, those are those chips we talk about, and that we were talking about all week. It wasn't, you know, just when they started coming back. It didn't bring back memories, you know. It's just something we had on our minds the whole time.
Any thoughts on that from the three of you guys? I mean,
we definitely had it on our mind. Like every day at practice, it was like finished. That was our motive. We just got to finish the game. I feel like last week helped us out too, cause so now we know how to be down and come back, how to be up and finish the game.
Gentlemen, any of you can answer this. That's a hell of a win in many variables. One being the first win since 2010 over ISU. They're 9th in the FCS coming into today, and opening up the Valley Play. How does that feel to get, you know, win number 1 in the Valley Play against a formidable opponent in Illinois State?
Great. Great. Honestly, that was awesome. That's what we expected to go out and win, and we needed it, you know. But, you know, just to clarify, they are the other ISU. We are ISU.
The real
Anything else?
Yeah, Tsali, late in this game, Coach talked about it when he was in here, just how easy it would have been for you guys to kind of drift apart as a unit. But you guys as a team really pulled together. I see what you because I heard you yelling on the sideline to the defense late in the game. Just talk about like what you said to the team and what you guys did to stay together as a group today.
Well, I don't think I can tell you what I was saying, but you know, we've really put a focus and emphasis on coming together and having confidence in the offense to get their job done, and having confidence in the defense to get their job done. You know, both sides of the ball, because you know in the past years we've had a lot of times where you know we'd be down, and then next thing you know we hear third down, defense get ready, and I'm like, dang, and we've really tried to nip that in the bud. You know, you get to go out on the field, you got to play, you got to have faith that they're going to get their job done, and I mean just try to really bring it together. Honestly, I told the corners and the safeties, I said, if you don't think you're the best DB out here, go inside. We'll win the game without you, because that's the mentality you need to have.
Anything else? Gentlemen, thank you.